Hello electric car lovers, in this channel I cover all the latest tech news surrounding electric cars. I cover the background, feel and drive, the current selling price, and the specs and engineering that go into making each car. If you have an electric car that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. In today's video, I'm reviewing the new Rimac Nevera. I'll be covering the most important features to see whether it'll crush the competition or not with its enormous kilowatt power and crushing performance. And one more thing before I start. What do you call someone who performs a symphony on top of an electric truck? A semiconductor. Okay, now back to the video. The Rimac Nevera is an all-electric sports automobile created and built by Rimac Automobili, a Croatian company. In August 2021, the first production prototype automobile was released. Rimac plans to build 150 cars and is now homologating them to the worldwide market. Nevera is made in the same factory and at the same rate as the Pininfarina Battista, which is built on the same platform. It's the automaker's second automobile following the Rimac Concept 1 and is advertised as the ultimate electric hypercar driving experience. It was introduced at the 2018 Geneva Motor Show under the name Rimac Concept 2, but was renamed to Rimac Nevera upon its introduction. Nevera is a Croatian word for abrupt and brief storms generally accompanied by lightning, and they occur mostly along the Adriatic coast of Croatia. If you didn't hear about Croatian automaker Rimac and its Concept 1 EV in 2016, you certainly did a year later when Richard Hammond wrecked the 1300 HP supercar in St. Gallen, Switzerland. Hammond only sustained a fractured knee when the automobile fell off the road, rolled down a slope, and caught fire. A year later, at the Geneva International Motor Show, the business unveiled the Concept 2, which has since evolved into the Rimac Nevera hypercar, which is currently available for purchase. The Rimac Nevera was first shown as a concept automobile called C2. Rimac has been perfecting the automobile for over 3 years as part of the comprehensive test and development program. Rimac's headquarters in Zagreb, Croatia, designs and manufactures most of all the Nevera's major components. As mentioned before, the name Nevera is derived from the word given by the locals for a powerful and unexpected Mediterranean storm. A Nevera is extraordinarily strong and lightning charged. Rimac explains, since the earliest prototypes, all systems have been updated and enhanced, and the car's on-road characteristics have been fine-tuned. The majority of the Nevera's components were designed in-house, and just 150 will be built, which will make it a rare jewel. Top Speed Magazine's Jonathan Lopez praised Nevera, saying, "It's a game-changer in general, not just the electric vehicles. With its onboard technology and mind-blowing performance specs, the computer is ready to compete with the finest of the best." In March 2020, Top Ford of Top Gear evaluated the early prototype and commended it. Despite the car's weight, it punches out in the bends and provides plenty of input, adding that it tastes fantastic raw even without the torque vectoring magic, but with a base car that has a much more promise and a firm that prioritizes fun above numbers. Things are looking up. The Verge's Vlad Savov planned the car's appearance, calling it an anonymous and unexciting, and compared it to the Lamborghini Huracan. He did agree, though, that the car is more forgiving and accommodating than most other hypercars, but that the infotainment readouts are too distracting. Design and engineering. The Nevera, handcrafted in Sveta Nedelja, Croatia, is an engineering marvel, especially considering Rimac is a 12-year-old car maker led by a 30-year-old CEO and originates from a country that has never made a car before. Technically, because Croatia was once a part of Yugoslavia, a nation with a well-known but very illustrious automaking history. Even though the Nevera's design is quite similar to that of the Concept 2, significant improvements have been made. Rimac was able to achieve a 34% increase in the aerodynamic efficiency over early prototypes by making alterations to the exterior. The hood, pillars, and diffusers and splitters were all redesigned by the business. According to Rimac, reshaped inlets and cooling channels have resulted in a 30% improvement in brake, and although the Nevera's form language is somewhat recognizable, this isn't some strange vaporware. The shape is mostly governed by aerodynamic and cooling needs, yet it still has Rimac's characteristic cravat symbol front of the rear wheel arc. Despite the car's huge performance potential, since the 17th century, the necktie has served as a symbol of Croatian power and identity, says Adriano Mudri, the company's design director, but it is also practical, working as an air inlet for the rear cooling systems. It takes a lot of effort to package all those batteries, so kudos to everyone involved for creating such a beautiful automobile. Rimac wanted something simple to operate with a good edge point and above average visibility for the hypercar. The butterfly doors bite into the roof in the Ford GT-like fashion, and getting in and out the vehicle doesn't need you to be a Soviet gymnast or a yoga master. The vision ahead is clear, the vehicle is easy to maneuver on the road, and rear visibility is adequate. When you close the doors, they shut with the same thundering finality as a cell door at the Belarusian prison facility. The more you watch the Nevera move, the more you'll notice the subtleties of its form. Powertrain temperatures at low speeds and a 7% improvement at high speeds. The hood profile, underbody flap, back diffuser, and rear wing with a new Super EV all have active aerodynamics that can move independently thanks to sophisticated algorithms that supply the best aerodynamic configuration for any condition. When switching from strong downforce to low drag force, the Nevera has a drag coefficient of 0.3, which is comparable to a Ferrari LaFerrari. The lightweight forged wheels feature a design that conducts air to the brakes, and of course the large butterfly doors open wide for easy access and egress. Interior. According to Rimac, the Nevera is as much a grand tourer as it is performance hypercar. With seating for two, it has 3 displays, one of the driver, one of the center, and one of the passenger, which eliminates the majority of the tactile controls. The upper half of the cockpit is dedicated to pleasure and performance, while the bottom half holds your infotainment, temperature, and driving data. It does contain a few knobs and switches, including a bank of the ladder for ride height, windows, locking, and mode configurations where the shifter would be. The temperature, drive modes, and gear selection are all controlled by a trio of billet rotary dials. The door sills, steering wheel, dash, and door are all made of leather and suede, with carbon fiber showing through the roof sills, steering wheel, dash, and doors. Performance. The outside is attractive and the interior appears to be pleasant and functional. But how quick is this vehicle? The Nevera has 120 kWh, 6,960 cell battery that can generate 1.4 megawatts of electricity. It's also a structural part of the chassis, increasing the carbon fiber monocue's rigidity by 37%. It features a front-rear weight distribution of 84 to 52. 4 motors drive the wheels separately, producing a staggering 1,427 kilowatt and 1,731 pound-feet of torque. A single-speed gearbox is installed on each axle. Those electric motors are 97% efficient compared to 40% for an ICE. All of this propels the Nevera to 60 miles per hour in 1.85 seconds, 100 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds, and 186 miles per hour in 9.3 seconds. Only a few automobiles in the world have a top speed higher than the Nevera's 258 miles per hour. Because each wheel can alter torque independently, Rimac's all-wheel drive technology, known as AWTV2, all-wheel torquing vectoring, replaces stability control. Rimac claims that it does over 100 computations per second. Brembo electro-hydraulic brakes bring all the power to a halt, as well as making decisions about how much friction and regeneration are utilized. Comfort, range, sport, track, drift, and custom are all available drive modes, with range being the most efficient. Everything is set to 100% in track mode, including the throttle responsiveness, gearbox steering, sensitivity, and input. The adjustable suspension, the AI drive coach, is the most exciting aspect of Rimac's technology. It evaluates performance and offers recommendations to help the drivers improve his or her on-track performance. 12 ultrasonic sensors, 13 cameras, 6 radars, and the newest NVIDIA Pegasus operating system are used to do this. The technology overlays racetracks in real time, allowing drivers to redefine their racing lines through clear and precise auditory and visual advice. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I can't wait to check it out when it comes out in 2022 as an all-over-the-air update. The Nevera will come with a phone app that will send data back and forth between the corporations and the owners, as is customary. It keeps track of the standard things like battery charge, range, and position, as well as driver performance. There aren't many safety features stated, but it's going to have a comprehensive suite of sophisticated driver support technologies and will be capable of level 4 autonomous driving. It's still unclear when it will be activated. Battery life. When the Nevera goes on sale in December, the motors will be supported by a mammoth 120 kilowatt per hour homebred battery, which will be the second largest battery pack available in the production car. Only Rivian, the American startup, has a larger battery pack with a capacity of 133 kWh for its large pack. On the liberal European WLTP cycle, Rimac predicts a range of roughly 340 miles. However, driving it in an aggressive manner will most likely result in a distance of 150 to 200 miles. Price and model range. Then there's the bad news. The Rimac Nevera is a limited edition car that will cost $2.44 million and only 150 will be built. The The next Lotus Evija appears to have what it takes to compete fairly. It'll cost around $2 million and produce 1,472 kilowatt and 1,254 pound-feet of torque. The Pininfarina Battista would also be a contender. It'll set you back around $2.5 million and contain 1,416 kilowatt. On the rumor front, it's expected that the super EVs from Koenigsegg and Pagani in the near future, as well as a successor to the Porsche 918 Spyder, those companies have the potential to convert the trifecta EV race into a six-pack, making it the world's best and fastest drag race. This wraps up my review of the Rimac Nevera. Let me know what you think of it. Thank you for sticking it out through the very end of this video. Nothing helps out my channel more than y'all watching the entire video. These videos take a long time to make and they are a labor of love. If you'd like to see my channel grow, please help spread the word. And until next time, remember, the best experiences aren't about where you end up, but who you're lucky enough to be on the journey with.